Hey guys, in today's video I want to talk to you about our favorite lens. It is a 16mm 1.4. This is the lens that's on our camera most of the time for both video and photo. And hopefully after watching this video you'll be able to decide if you should go for it or not. Fujifilm has a whole stack of fast prime lenses up to 50mm. It's literally flooded with them. But in our opinion, the 16mm is the one you may want to keep. One of the things we love about this lens is versatility. It's basically a jack of all trades. That is exactly why we keep it on our camera most of the time when we travel. Because you could be shooting a mountain, just like in the picture right here, and then hop down and take a picture of some flowers. This lens actually has an incredibly small minimum focus distance. It's about 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters from the sensor. So when you take it, it's about as long as the lens hood. So you can literally poke the lens hood into your subject and take a picture of it, and you know you'll be in focus. You could almost say it's suitable for macro photography. Of course, it doesn't have 1:1 ratios, or actually nowhere near that. But as a all-round lens, it has some features that you may want. Fuji actually has a proper macro lens. We've actually reviewed it recently. Check out the link down below. The other thing you can do with this lens is epic environmental portraits. Just like you have right here. I took a picture of Christine just by Lake Garda on top of the mountain. Look at how surreal the picture looks. When you're in an epic location like this, you also need to be looking out for angles. Being a wide lens, it does have a particular feel to it, so you might want to go low or high to get that awesome shot. The other function of this lens is those low light pictures. Look at this picture of London. We actually reduced the noise by just not needing to crank up the ISO, and that's the beauty of such a fast lens. The second picture has been taken in basically complete darkness, and to our eyes it looks pretty damn good. And the last one is Venice at night. Also, it's not a particularly well lit city, but it looks absolutely gorgeous, especially for pictures being taken by hand. It's interesting how Fujifilm spends time and effort on researching the best coating for the lenses. In this particular case, they've actually reduced flaring to a point where you can't even be that creative with the flares. I know it's an old school tool to use, but let us know what you think. Being a wide lens with shallow depth of field, it is great for taking portrait shots in those very cramped locations. In this particular case, the first picture that Christine has taken is of a model while standing underneath a rose bush. That just shows how flexible it can be. The second picture was taken indoors in a very dim environment, but the picture you get out of it is spectacular. Look at that shallow depth of field. The front and back blur is just beautiful. And lastly, let's talk about bokeh. In this third picture, we can see the gorgeous bokeh. It has round circles and it has an amazing fall off. Talking about bokeh, this is actually one of the things that we use for videos. Let me quickly swap this lens to show you what I mean. Now we have the 16mm lens on. Let me show you the subject separation. Obviously, my background right now doesn't really have anything to separate from, so you can't really see. But let's quickly check this out. See? I'm immediately blurred out. And we're talking only about 30 centimeters difference between here. What's better, for video, it's actually got very smooth focusing. Check this out. Jump in. And back. Jump in and back. It's actually really smooth, which makes it great for video recording. On top of the minimal focus distance and shallow depth of field, this lens is actually really good for vlogging. So throw in a jobby and you got yourself a nice recording system where you can be vlogging away, shallow depth of field, walking around. Perfect. That does bring us to the negative bits. It actually has no stabilization. While on such a wide lens, it's not the most important thing. At the same time, if, for example, you're vlogging, you really would benefit from stabilization. So that's why if you're using something like X-T2 or X-T3, which are not stabilized cameras, you may want to put it down and vlog as you're still, because you're going to have those little micro jitters. On the other hand, if you got X-H1 like us, it actually works pretty well. The other thing that we don't really like is this weird clutch focus mechanism. It works a bit weird, and it's very easy to bump it to activate the manual focusing and then have the situation of, why is it not focusing? What's going on? What kind of settings did they change? Just to go, damn it, I just forgot to do it. And lastly, the price. This is a premium glass, a premium standard, and it has definitely a premium price. Fuji recently released a 16mm f2.8, which is about half the price and about half the size. It is definitely an awesome lens, but at the same time, it doesn't have a shallow depth of field. It also doesn't have that fast aperture. So you're going to have to bump the ISO. It may not be the most important thing for everybody, but it does take away a lot of usability for being an all-round great lens. To conclude, Fuji has a whole stack of wide-angle lenses. The two zooms, which is the 8 to 16mm and 10 to 24, and then you have 14, two different types of 16mm and 18mm. So the selection is there for everybody. But in our opinion, the only one which really stands out to be an all-round great lens in basically any scenario other than zooming in into the distance is the 16mm f1.4. So be warned, once you get this lens, it is very likely you'll be using it more than any other lens you may already love. I hope you enjoyed that. Give us a like, subscribe to show your support, and we'll see you in the next one.